Hello, my fifth and last technology resource is called BrainPop.com. I chose BrainPop.com because I am familiar with this website. I used it when I taught seventh grade special education back when I lived in Kansas, and the kids loved it. There's interactive videos, then you can also do quizzes, there's video games, and there's just a plethora of things to do on every subject. And the videos are really cute, and it has this one little character that pops up in all the videos. I forgot his name because it's been many years, but I'll take you to one of the videos, the little robot that you see there on the screen. And the kids loved it. Now, parts of it are free, but there are some parts that you do have to pay for. A lot of schools do subscribe. My school subscribed to it or got a subscription, so I mean, I didn't have to pay for it personally. But like I said, a parent or an educator whose school isn't subscribed to it still can use a lot of features, a lot of aspects of it. Its purpose is informative. It gives you can go do any subject as you see on this busy screen here: science, social studies, English, math, all the way to engineering, technology, health, arts, and music. So it really runs the gamut of subjects that you can choose from, which is great. It doesn't just stick to one particular thing, because it seems like, at least when I go on and try to find different games or apps for my kids currently, it's either reading or math. It's harder at least for me, to find things on science and social studies and whatnot. So this is a great website that covers every base. The audience is for children, and teachers and parents both can use it. Before I go into the standards, I'll just show you a little bit about BrainPop. Here's the login over here if you do have a subscription, or here's the enter the code. But if you do not, like I said, it is free. What you do is go to free stuff with the big heart. And it's great because it has all these categories at top, so it really it does a great job of categorizing everything, and it's really user-friendly, easy to use. So the one that I am going to choose is Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep, that's where he gave his biggest speech. Dear Tim and Moby, can you do a Martin Luther King movie? Thanks, Sarah. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the most important leader of the American Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Movement was about having universal rights for all people, regardless of gender, income, or skin color. It's hard to believe, but America in the first half of the 20th century was a very different place. In many parts of the country, black people weren't allowed to eat at the same lunch tables, go to the same schools, or even use the same bathrooms as white people. This practice of separating blacks and whites was called segregation. Well, no, and that's the astonishing thing. It was all legal under the Jim Crow laws, a set of rules governing how blacks and whites were allowed to mix. Martin Luther King Jr. grew up in the midst of all that inequality. He was born in 1929 to a middle-class family in Atlanta, Georgia. Both his grandfather and his father were pastors at a local church. King attended religious colleges in Philadelphia and Boston. He was inspired by Northern society's more liberal views of race. Well, black people and white people mixed a little more freely there than in the South. Dr. King returned to the South and moved to Montgomery, Alabama, with his wife Coretta in 1953. He became a pastor and a community leader. When a local woman, Rosa Parks, was arrested for refusing to give her bus seat to a white man, King organized a boycott of the Montgomery bus system. Most black citizens of Montgomery refused to ride the buses for over a year. The boycott helped bring about change, and in 1956 a Supreme Court decision banned segregated buses. After that victory, King helped organize a group of churches dedicated to nonviolent protests for civil rights. Dr. King was inspired by the life of Mahatma Gandhi, whose nonviolent leadership helped free India from British rule. Over the next decade, King led protests and marches to support African American rights all over the country. The most famous was the March on Washington in 1963, Over 250,000 people gathered in the nation's capital in support of civil rights. It was there that Reverend Dr. King delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech.
One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
King's gift for eloquent public speaking was a big help to his cause. His protests and marches throughout Alabama turned the world's attention to the issues of civil rights. The rest of the country watched in shock as local police turned fire hoses and attack dogs on peaceful protests. I guess you could say that people back then were threatened by change. King was arrested numerous times during these marches, but it paid off. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 overturned segregation laws around the country. In 1964, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. As the recognized leader of the civil rights movement, he went on to fight against poverty in the Vietnam War. Then, in 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. His killer, James Earl Ray, was captured months later. Even though he was only 39 when he died, King changed the face of this country. Without his influence, who knows how long it would have been before equal rights were granted to everyone. Yeah, you're right. We still struggle with racial equality to this day, but thanks to Dr. King, it's a conversation that everyone's involved in, regardless of the color of their skin.
And then, as you see, that was a great video on Martin Luther King, and it also trying to think of the word, integrates his actual speech in it, which is really, I think, really awesome for the kids to hear. Then you have these choices. You can take a quiz. Which I know the quizzes are free, so I don't know why that's popping up. But let's see here if we go back. Let's go back to free movies. I know the quizzes were free because I've done those before. Let's see if we go back to him. I know there's other activities you can do. Okay, here we go. And these are all print friendly, and so you have worksheets that you can do this together on the board if you have like a smart board, or you can print them out and give them to the kids as quizzes. And this one says, order and date the following events from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. And it talks about all these in the video, so they have to order them. And then think about it. Has the promise of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech been realized? Explain your position. And so there's a writing prompt right there. You also have some more primary sources with questions, a graphic organizer, a KWL chart, which are great for helping students organize their thoughts. And then also vocabulary quiz, segregate words that they learned in the video. And if you go back, I don't want free movies, I want just free. So let's see, let's go back to the Brain Pop and just go to free stuff. And if you click right here, Game Up, there's also some neat, you can do math games, all these are free. And one that I thought that was really cute was this Game Over Gopher. Looks a little creepy, but the kids love it. You are about to be eaten by gophers. I was sent to help. You must feed the gophers before they reach you. Don't worry about me. I'm a vegetarian. Click and drag the carrot launcher. And I like how it has the little sign or the symbols to go with it if the kids can't read that. Increase damage and refresh the floor. It's pretty simple. You're just trying to collect the rubies, free the carrot. Pretty simple. Another one here. Oops, we'll drag it down. Use multiple carrot launchers to feed gophers faster. I will do that. Now place one more carrot launcher. Let's do it here by the entrance, or the exit, excuse me. Pretty much you just keep it feeding until he explodes from carrots. Yay! Which I think these are pretty funny. And then you can go on level 2 and whatnot. Before my video runs out, I did want to go over the standards, the ISTE standards, but since this is kind of loud, let me try to get out of here. The two standards that I chose was Student 1A, apply existing knowledge to generate new ideas, products, or processes, and Student 4C, collect and analyze data to identify solutions and or make informed decisions. I hope you enjoyed the website I chose and the other ones I chose as well, and have a great day. Thank you so much.